Hey YouTube, how you guys doing? Jared Fuller here. Today is Sunday, April 7th, 2019, the day after my dad's 61st birthday. So glad you could join me for another installment of the Sunday video update. Joining me off camera this week is Amy.
Yeah, hello everybody.
Dad, he's passed out on the couch. We did some heavy duty drinking last night.
We'll
But
let Dad sleep as long as he
yeah,
wants.
we'll let him sleep it off. But we did have a good time last night for Dad's birthday. I wanted to also use this time to thank our friends Greg and Holly for the nice party that they had thrown for Dad. That cake,
Was the bomb.
it was off the hook. I love that cake.
I liked it because it wasn't a sweet frosting. It was like a Cool Whip
Yeah,
frosting.
it was like an Oreo cookie, Cool Whip with cherries on top
Yeah.
combination. That was good. Um, it was just, and their daughter, she did an amazing job on the macaroni salad too.
Yes.
That was great. I loved it. Kind of reminded me of tuna noodle casserole, but without the peas.
Yeah.
Because, excuse me, Holly don't like peas.
Holly don't, and your brother don't.
Yeah, my brother don't like peas either, but
they outruled us all, and I don't know
but
how.
it was still good without peas.
Yeah.
I mean, with or without peas, I could, I like peas.
Well, like Holly said, she could have opened some peas, and those who wanted it could have put it in.
Yeah.
I even got thinking about the onion.
Yeah.
Those who wanted onion in it could have just cut up onion and put that in
Right.
there.
Right. But it was still good.
Yeah, it was.
And it was the first time her daughter made it, and she did an excellent job. It
Yes,
was amazing.
she did.
It was amazing. But we had a great time last night. My van's still over at Greg and Holly's. I still gotta get that sometime today. I got a little bit tipsy myself last night, and my brother was the designated. Well, my brothers, because both of my brothers were there last night. They were the designated drivers. So sometime today, maybe, hopefully, I'll be getting my van back from Greg and Holly's because Jay took my keys without me knowing about it. I guess I was passed out so much to the point where I didn't know he took my key.
Whoa.
So, but I didn't drink what Dad was drinking.
Oh no.
I didn't have any of that. But well, Dad was drinking beer, but he was drinking other things on top of that too.
Yeah.
And he staggered. I mean, when he staggered. He couldn't walk by himself. Jay and Wayne had to help him in. And then he just plopped on the couch and he was done. I was still kind of buzzed when I came through the door last night.
Too bad though.
But I sobered up because I ate too. I had eaten food when I was drinking, but I did get drunk.
Yeah.
And I was having fun, and we were all out in Greg and Holly's garage. It was Greg and Holly, and my Uncle Tim and Barb and Jay and Wayne and Dad. Because I think you came back home.
I came home around probably 11:30.
Yeah, we were still party hardying out in the garage, but because it got cold outside last night, sitting out there and you're drinking cold beer and your hands get cold. And so Greg and Holly suggested, well, let's move this inside. Let's move this into the garage where it's warmer. Okay. I guess Jay said that I was so far out of it, and this is just drinking beer, mind you, but I was so far out of it that Greg honked the horn on his motorcycle, and I didn't move a muscle. I guess I was that far gone. But it seems like I would have heard the horn, because motorcycle horns are pretty loud.
Yeah.
But I guess.
Or even a horn on the boat would have probably not even bothered you.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to talk to Greg about that. But it was fun last night. I had a good time. And the two littler kids, they wanted me to play hide and seek with them, and
you even had one that had to text you when you were gone.
Yeah, because we walked up to the gas station and then we stopped at family. It was me and my dad and Jay and Wayne and Greg. We went to the family tavern. Dad had I don't know if Dad had his birthday drink yesterday. I don't know if he did or not. I don't think he ever got his birthday drink. But he bought us drinks, and it's like, wait a minute, it's your birthday and you're buying us drinks? we should be the ones buying you the drinks. But it was his idea.
Yeah.
He just, I don't think Dad cared. He just wanted his boys and Greg. You know, he wanted his kids to be with him. Well, Greg's not his kid. He's just a friend of ours. But he wanted people to be there with him, and just the guys. And we did a toast, and we had one beer. That was it. Walked out. Went back to Greg and Holly's. But that's when I guess little Tegan was so depressed. She was so sad because I was gone.
Emojis she sent you?
Yeah, I saw those. She sent me a whole bunch of emojis. How old is Tegan? She's got to be 7, 8.
Yeah.
She's just a little girl. She was depressed. She was so mad because I left her for a few minutes. I said, I'm coming right back. I promise. And she wouldn't take no for an answer. She was sad and crying. And
she wouldn't even go to bed.
Yeah.
Holly told her to go to bed. She wouldn't even go to bed because Jared wasn't there. She curled up next to the chair and just bawled and screamed and
She's a sweetheart.
and screamed. Finally, I had to come out and say, do you want to get a hold of Jared? Jared's on Facebook. You can talk to Jared.
Yeah, I had my phone on me.
And that's when she said, yeah. So I put it on the emojis and let her.
Right.
Emoji.
She called me yesterday, too, when I come back home because my stomach was upset.
Yeah.
I needed to get something in my stomach.
Dad called you up and let her talk to you.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go back, but I figured, well, it's Dad's birthday, and I don't want to leave him over there. I don't want to not be there for his birthday, so
right.
I got back in the van and went over there, but I got schnockered and had to leave my van there, but I do have my key, so
yeah,
that's a plus.
Yeah, I was told I could give it back to you last night.
But it was a great time, and again, Greg and Holly, it was wonderful. Thank you. I don't know if you watch my videos, but thank you for throwing that party for Dad. He had it was a wonderful turnout.
Matter of fact, here it is.
It's noon. Well, I don't know if that's what you're referring to as a time. What were you referring to?
It is 12:11 right now, and he's still passed out.
Yeah, he was having fun, and that's the important thing. We're all adults. We're all drinking. We're all having a good time, and that's really what counts. That's really what counts is you celebrate your birthday. He did get emotional, like most people who drink. They get emotional. He was talking about Uncle Rick, and yeah, I know, Dad. It's hard. It's been hard on me too because, I went and visited with my mother last week, and because my mom is the only one left out of all of the kids, I have no more aunts or uncles on my mom's side. And when Uncle Rick passed away on March 11th, that left only my mother. And we got to talking, and it was, we cried a little, we laughed a lot. And Dad last night, he was emotional. He says, God damn it, Rick. He says, if only you were still here, we would be at the bar getting drunk off our asses. And someone had mentioned to Dad, maybe he's having a birthday drink, on the other side. And okay, I guess that's one way of looking at it. Although that wouldn't be the way I'd look at it, but
right.
But anyway, what?
That's the way I would look at it.
Yeah, but he broke down crying, and he's like, I miss Rick so bad. I said, I know you do, Dad. So do I.
Yeah, he went by Chapin Road the other day and started getting teary-eyed. And
Yeah.
I come out and I told him, I said, you know what, though? He's watching over
I'm just glad that Uncle Rick's not suffering anymore. That's what I had to tell Dad.
Yeah.
I just had to keep telling him he's not suffering anymore. It sucks that he had it, and it happened so quick. And I think that's the main thing that bothers Dad, is that he didn't get closure, like a lot of people who didn't get closure when Uncle Rick passed away because he didn't. I guess he didn't want people seeing him in the condition he was in. But there were other people there, friends, neighbors, who aren't necessarily family, but somehow they had access into the house, and even his own blood relatives. And my dad, who was a brother-in-law for a very long time, I mean, they go back even before my mom and dad got married. Um, they wouldn't let him in. So I don't know. It's complicating, and I don't want to put too much of it out there. But Dad, he's still kind of taking it hard. I'm it sucks. I miss Uncle Rick like crazy, and it bothers me even more that my mom is the last one, because now it's that idea in the back of my mind that, well, mom's next, and when mom dies, that's it. All the kids will be gone. But I don't look at it from the point of view of, oh, all of grandma's kids are gone. I'm looking at it as my mother will be gone. And that's the part that scares me, I think, more than anything, because I don't want to think about that. I mean, Dad and I, we've had just recently, we've had that discussion. He says, when I die, these are my wishes that, I want carried out. And it's like, that's a very sensitive subject to talk about, but you have to have those discussions. Nobody likes to talk about death, but it's something we all got to do. And because I'm the youngest of the three boys, this is where Dad was talking to me about this. And it's like, well, you got to have this discussion with Jay and Wayne too, because they're your children as well.
Wayne, honey,
How you doing, Dad?
I guess he went back out, Jared.
Yeah, I guess he was.
I was just trying to let him know that Tony's coming over in a little
bit. He was fishing in his sleep. I guess Amy was saying he cast his line and he was.
Oh, over the head.
Or over the head, and.
Yep, that's how he was doing it, Jared.
Yep, right like this.
Yeah, that's how
and
he was doing
he was apologizing in his sleep, saying he's sorry that he got drunk, and just sleep it off. It's Sunday. I mean, we're really not doing shit anyway, just sitting around.
It was. I wished I would have got a video of it to show you kids. You guys would have laughed your ass off.
Oh, I bet we would have. I bet we would have.
I know I was.
He was.
I thought it was funny. Uh-oh. His arm must hurt.
Yeah. Blood circulation. But yeah, Dad had a great time last night. I had a great time last night. It was a wonderful party. Dad got to see some people that he hasn't seen in quite some time, which was also nice, and I won't name names, but he got to see some people who are very dear and close to his heart. Oh, he's getting up again.
You ready for some coffee?
I made a pot of coffee, Dad. I don't know if you're going to want coffee after having a hangover. But
you trying to get up?
Yeah, he's still hungover. He's still drunk.
Get your balance.
He's doing this number. He's like a seesaw. Be careful, Dad. Got him, Amy?
Yep. If I need holler right, you'll know.
He should be all right, though. I mean, he already went to the bathroom, twice this morning?
I think so.
By himself? But he probably staggered the whole fucking way.
Yeah, he did. Just like he is now. Ooh, his hip just popped.
Ooh.
Got it?
His hip popped. But anyway, it was a wonderful time. Greg, Holly, thank you again. And to your daughter who made that delicious, awesome macaroni salad. That was just awesome. The cake was good. The food was great. We had burgers and dogs and hot dogs. Hot dogs, not dogs. We had burgers and hot dogs and the macaroni salad, and
she did a good job on that.
Yeah, that birthday cake. I'm in love with that birthday cake. I'm not much of a cake eater, but come my birthday in July, I fucking want that cake too. But I think she got it at Frank's.
Yes, she did. And that's where I'm gonna go to get my cake.
That fucking cake was good.
And I'm getting the same one.
But anywho, Yeah, last week was a good week. I went to visit my mom. I spent the weekend with her. Uh-oh, his phone's ringing.
I'm not running.
Mm,
Hello?
ooh.
Hold
Is
on,
that
Dad.
is that? Oh, it's Grandpa. It's my grandpa. Holy shit.
Honey, open the door.
But anyway, last week was a good week before I was interrupted by that phone ringing. I spent some time with my mom. I spent the night with her where she's staying at. We went to this place called Birchwood Restaurant. It's on M115, which is between um, well, actually, it's close to Farwell, like just off US 10. For those of you who are familiar with that area, I haven't been in that area in over 10 years, and Mom took me there to this place called Birchwood Restaurant, and the waitress, her name is Karina, sweetheart of a lady. Um, she was her and my mom are really good friends, and they talk a lot. And she told Mom, she says, "That's your son over there?" And Mom says, "Yes, it is." And she says, "He's a cutie." And I'm just sitting there eating my food. I had a hot hamburger and mashed potatoes, and Mom comes back because I noticed the waitress had pointed at me. I noticed Karina pointed at me, and Mom came back, and I said, "Okay." She pointed at me. What was that about? She says, she thinks that you're cute. She thinks I'm cute, huh? And I'm doing this with my shirt, like, hmm. And Mom says, "Oh, don't get a big head." Well, she was a pretty good looking waitress herself. I mean, she was a really good looking woman, very attractive. But yeah, it was a great time hanging out with Mom. Um, we watched television. Like I said, we laughed a little, or we laughed a lot, cried a little, and we talked about things. We went for a drive. We went to Farwell, and she showed me a back way out of Farwell, which I did not know existed. And I've been to Farwell any number of times. When we went up to see Amy's dad and stepmother, because they used to live um, on Twin Lakes Avenue off of M115. We used to go to that Rite Aid pharmacy in Farwell, which is still there. And it was the first time in over 10 years that I had stepped foot inside that pharmacy. And I told my mother, I said, "Man, this really brings back memories of when we would come here to get Maxine's prescriptions." And when I got home, I was telling Dad and Amy about
I
that.
miss that woman.
And yeah, I miss her too. She was a hell of a lady.
I miss her as much as I do my real mother.
Yeah, and um,
Jared was down sick
yeah.
with his sinuses, and that woman made him a hot toddy. I don't know if anyone knows what a hot
Oh,
toddy
I'm sure
is,
many people know what a hot toddy is.
but then she made him drink what, one or two
It
hot
was it was
toddies.
it was one, and she made it big enough. She says, "All right, grandson, down the hatch," and it was awful. But I drank it
And
all.
then didn't she tell you to get underneath the
Yeah,
blanket?
she says, "Now get in the bedroom, get under all the blankets, heavy blankets and quilts, sweat it out." She says, "You should be better by morning." She knew what she was doing. I mean, whew, those hot toddies really kicked my ass, but
Yeah,
she knew what she was doing.
that's another woman I'd like to go to the cemetery for and see.
Yeah, she was cremated, right? And her urn is over in Maple Rapids. Yeah, at the cemetery.
That's why I say I think you
Um,
may have to take us to that one.
yeah, it's easy to find.
As
I know right how to get there. I forgot where she's located specifically, but I know how to get to the
I
cemetery.
can always find that out through my dad. Oh no,
Um,
I got her death certificate in here too.
oh, okay. Um, but yeah, just being in Farwell, it was just,
I don't understand. My dad gave me the original copy,
yeah,
so I've got the
I
original copy of her death certificate.
I hadn't been to Farwell in a long time, in years, and it was just strange. You know that when you come in on 115, right, going into Farwell, you got that gas station. That tackle shop is
Jared's?
still there. No, the one. past 10, like you're coming into Farwell, like right in town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember Jared's,
Yeah.
not mine. But there's a gas station when you get off of 10 on 115. There's a gas station called Jared's. But the one I'm talking about is when you're coming into Farwell, coming back this way, like you're coming into Clare. There's a gas station there at the edge of town. That tackle shop is still there.
Oh yeah.
Yep, it's
Dang.
still there.
We found a gas station that's called Jared's.
Yeah.
We found a carpet place that's called Jay's Carpet.
Yeah.
Now we're trying to find something for Wayne. And you know how hard that's gonna. Wayne Street.
Yeah, you know what you would have to do? You would have to look into a Clare or Farwell phone book. In the business section, go down the W, see if there's anything listed under Wayne.
Yeah.
That's what you would have to do. I don't know of any businesses around Clare or Farwell or Harrison that are named Wayne's, but
Right.
yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it was kind of a blast from the past.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't been up there in years.
Nor have I.
We came through a little town called Lake Station, and it's like, I knew this was over here, but I had never been to Lake Station. I've been to Lake George, because
I wouldn't mind going back up there to that little bar that they had up there.
oh, BJ's Buckhorn Saloon, on the corner of it's M115 and Twin Lakes. It was just right down the road from where her dad used to live. Yeah. Now, because the road that they lived kind of on a corner. I wouldn't say right at the corner, but where they lived at, you would have to go up the road just a little way, just a little tiniest little bit. And then the road would only go to the east, and it was called Gladwin Road. But if you keep going, you go, it turns into a trail, which takes you back to like the oil pumps and stuff.
Yeah, and where the cops do their
yeah,
target practice and all that at.
Yeah, and if that road were to continue on to 61, you would end up in a town called Temple, which is just, you blink your eyes, it's gone. It's like Oil City, up by Midland. You just drive through it and done.
Or that one on the way to Clio.
Yeah.
I can't think of what it is. Where you just blink and.
You're talking about Cow's Corners, where Alga is?
Yeah.
Yeah. They call it Cow's Corners, but it's just a little intersection. It's Elms and Vienna, M57. It's between Montrose and Clio, more towards Clio because the expressway is like 3 or 4 miles up the road.
But yeah, you blink your eyes and you're fucking like, where am I?
Yeah, we have a lot of those kinds of places here in Michigan. Like there's a little unincorporated town called Duffield, which is out in Genesee County. You blink your eyes, it's gone. It's like, wow, how fucking exciting was that? You just, where'd it go? I'm looking back in the other direction, like, did I just come through a town? What was that? But
hey, babe, got a question for you. Were you out on the boat last night?
Oh, he's staggering in here.
I said, were you out on the boat last night?
Everything Baby was good out there.
I thought so. You were laying on the bed last night, Wayne?
He's staggering.
Hon, you were laying on your couch last night going.
Yeah, we were fishing, man.
Yeah, we're doing a Sunday video update, Dad, so you'll be able to watch this later and see how badly fucked up you are drinking last night. My van's still over at Greg and Holly's.
Huh?
My van's still over there.
Over there?
My van is still over
He
at Greg and
left it there.
Holly's. Jay took my key.
Oh.
When he was passed out, they took his key and yours.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Okay, my vehicle's here.
Yes, because Jay drove it home.
Okay.
And you were passed out in the back seat. You were
Okay,
sprawled out in the back seat.
I'm done.
You were
Oh yeah, you
were
kept
toast.
apologizing because you were done.
You were toast.
You're like, I'm
Okay,
sorry,
we'll
I'm done.
But
I'm done.
and then Wayne drove me home in Jay's car.
Okay.
And
Jay and Wayne took off from here.
yeah, they went back to Saginaw.
Yeah.
Okay.
at like 2 o'clock this morning. But Jay
What a
took my
birthday.
key. Jay took my key, and I didn't even know it.
I know that.
And he told me that Greg honked a horn on the motorcycle, and I didn't flinch a muscle.
You were drunk.
Tony's on his
I know
way.
I was drunk, but
Tony is on his way.
You were drunk.
yeah.
Dude,
And all I had was
that's what I said. We got you covered. Don't worry
right.
about your
But all
vehicle.
I had was beer.
We had
You had beer plus.
What did I drink?
Ken-
110 proof.
Kentucky moonshine.
Okay, he just said it.
I drank that bottle. That was that much in it, Jared.
Yeah, I know. And you didn't just sip it. You
I'm like,
you slammed it.
Holly goes, holy shit.
It's like, Jesus, Dad, you're gonna.
I don't know if I could handle the
You wouldn't have.
clear
baby.
Oh,
moonshine
my
like
God.
that.
You
But
wouldn't
the apple
have.
pie
baby.
I like.
That shit was hot.
But the food was good.
Oh, excellent.
The
Excellent
food was
food.
fucking awesome. And I
Oh,
made
yeah.
sure that I pointed that out in this video. This must have been the 5th or 6th time that I
food
pointed
was
this out.
excellent.
Yeah.
Holly and her daughters did an excellent
Yes.
job cooking everything.
Yes, it was superb, brilliant.
Even though Holly had some incidents where the burgers were falling in the grill and everyone had to
Yeah,
try to
and she
pick
kept
them
getting
out.
burnt by the grease.
Yeah, I told her.
Yeah,
And that was
it,
good.
it was an awesome
I loved
party. And I told
I
Greg
had
and
a
Holly,
great
I said,
time.
we're going to get together this summer. He says, shit, you guys are the only ones that really ever come over to visit us. Yeah, because
this
we're
year,
we're going to have fun.
So we'll have to
we
meet him
got it
outside.
going on this year. We're going to have cookouts.
Yeah, we're going to spend time with
We're
family
gonna
and
hang out
we're going to do
drinking.
things.
And Holly,
And not only is my van still at Greg and Holly's, but my charger is in my van.
Oh,
So
shit.
my phone will die eventually, but it's okay.
If it ain't already.
Yeah, it will be.
Coffee.
But anyway, I'm going to use this time.
Daddy, you missed it last night. Did you?
I'm going to take this moment
Okay.
to remind everyone to visit GuideStar.org when you're sober. Doesn't matter when. GuideStar has a complete and comprehensive listing of all the 501c3 nonprofit organizations and LLCs approved and mandated by the federal government of the United States of America. That's a mouthful to say. I don't know how I memorize it every week. Don't be fooled. Don't be duped. Visit GuideStar. I don't know how I can remember all. It's the same thing every week. But anyway, as you were.
He wanted to play with you so bad last night. He climbed
Can I-
all the way.
Is there any more coffee out there?
Yes, there is, sir.
I could use it. He's staggering over here.
He's even got to get in camera so everybody can see him.
I didn't want to do that.
He's still
I didn't want to do that, he
he's
says.
still hungover. Like majorly hungover.
But yeah, he didn't even realize Scruffy was in his face and put his toy right here on his chest last
Aw.
night, wanting him to play.
He's like, come on,
He's
Dad.
used to Dad playing with him every night.
Dad was too fucked up to play last night.
And the oldest son was worried about the bucket,
Yeah,
something for him to puke in.
yeah. But he didn't get sick, did he?
No.
No. I've never been sick from drinking either. I hold my liquor pretty good. But anyway,
Oh, that's all right. That's a good time.
yeah, it was fun. I had a lot of fun. This Saturday is the ABC 12 Family Expo at the Frankenmuth Credit Union Event Center over in Birch Run. Isaac Presley, who's an actor, I think on Nickelodeon or Disney Channel, he will be there, and I'll get to meet him. I'll have a picture taken with him. I'll have
I gotta figure out what I did with that, Jared.
with my cup.
Yeah.
I handed it to you.
I know
Is
you
it on the
did.
table? Is it on the counter?
I just found it. It was by the doggy bone.
See, I thought I was drunk.
I guess I wanted to put it down.
And she didn't. And she didn't drink last night, did you?
No.
But I'm the one that's drunk, yeah.
And you're the one forgetting shit.
No shit.
Wow.
Put my
No,
stuff
I
in,
was
son.
just pretty. I was
Pretty
just pretty
fucked
well
up,
buzzed
ain't
up on other things, Jared.
Yeah, we won't talk about
I'll leave it at that.
Oh well. There were some other things I wanted to talk about real quick.
Little Keegan last night, man, she was so sad.
Yeah,
that you-
Tegan.
that
I
you
know we covered that.
got,
There was something else I wanted to talk about, and I it's social media related. I see this a lot on Facebook, and it's beyond annoying and frustrating when you see people on Facebook who are asking people to give them a good review on their page. Thank you.
Yep.
And the reason for that, and the reason I say this now, there are people who go on the pages of, like the businesses and things like that. And if you feel so inclined to leave a positive review, I encourage it. Please do. But there are people who they live under this delusion that they are just the greatest thing that ever happened since sliced bread. And goes without saying, could you go on my page and leave a positive review to make me look good about myself? That's what I see. That's how I see it, not on purpose, but that's the reflection that they give off of themselves. And it is a pet peeve among many pet peeves on social media that I don't agree with, I don't like. But when I tried to point this out, I tried to express this in a post. Some people had taken it the wrong way. And I just wanted to clarify that there are, for example, a business like on Friday, we went to the fish fry over in Oakley at Family Tavern. The owners of the new owners of Family, they're really nice people. They're a young couple, husband and wife. They went in on a joint business venture. They are really, really super nice people, and they, the hospitality is wonderful. They check on the customers, and is everything okay? And what's that?
He even wipes the tables off.
Yeah, he wipes the tables off. He says, "Is everything okay, guys? Is there anything else we can get you?" And these are the owners of the bar. We're not talking about the bussers. We're talking about the owners. And
Nice people.
it's not to take away from the bussers either, because they're, they work hard. But these are the owners. And I asked her, I said, "Well, do you have a Facebook page?" Because personally, I was satisfied with the service and the quality of the food. And I felt inclined to say, or to ask, "Do you have a Facebook page where I could leave, a positive review or a recommendation?" And she says, "Yeah." And she gave me the name of the page. And she didn't request or ask that I leave a positive review. She says, if you want to, you can do that. You are more than welcome to leave a positive review or whatever, and thank you for your feedback. That's what she said. And I respect that. Even from a business point of view, I mean, she didn't say, "Well, could you please," what?
Oh, all right.
Okay.
No.
She didn't ask or request or demand that I leave a positive review on her page. She says, if you want to, you are more than welcome to do so. That's probably the appropriate thing to say to a customer, because you don't want to lose your customers. You want to be as respectful and kind and courteous to your customers as possible. But the thing I'm talking about is we have people who live under this grand fucking delusion that they're so great and that nothing or no one can hold a candle to them. And when they ask for people to leave a positive review or a positive, an editorial about them saying how wonderful they are, that is a crock of shit. And that is what I'm talking about. That is what I don't like. If people feel inclined to say something nice about you, great. But don't expect people to say something nice about you or your page or your brand or whatever the hell it is you've got. That's the thing that irritates me. I find it to be just, ugh. It's annoying beyond belief. I could go on all day talking about how things annoy me and piss me off, but I just don't have enough time in a day. And my van's over at Greg and Holly, so obviously I can't sit here all day.
I've done drinking beer. I've done all right.
Yeah, I had strictly beer.
Moonshine mix.
Yeah,
Maggie says, we will get you drunk right before night's over. So did Holly.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, guys.
sure enough, they did. Mission accomplished.
I bet you Greggy's still sleeping too.
But they had nice cake for me, and
Yeah,
the
it was
food excellent, and they had a
yeah, we were
birthday
talking
cake
we
for
were
his
talking
son,
about that.
you know.
Yeah, we were talking about that. That cake she got at Frank's.
Mhm.
I want that fucking cake for my
That's
birthday.
good cake,
Did
though.
you hear him?
For
I
my
didn't use it,
birthday,
yeah.
if no one makes has a specialty cake design like with the bird on it, which is what I was hoping for last year, but it's okay. if I don't get that cake at Frank's, you know, the Oreo cookie and whipped cream and cherry, that's probably what I would want. I'll even pay for my own cake. I don't care.
It, like I was thinking, instead, if you don't go with the Oreo one like she
Yeah.
had, and you do the other one, go for like the ice cream cake.
I love ice cream cake, huh?
It tastes good.
Yeah.
I drink a beer and
Speaking of
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why his didn't taste good.
speaking of baking cakes, when I was at Mom's last week, we were watching a show called the Kids Baking Competition. You know,
Yeah.
those kids are fucking awesome. I mean, you would swear that they were grown people baking these cakes. These are little kids, 8, 9, 10-year-olds. And Valerie Bertinelli was one of the taste testers. I can't remember the guy's name. It escapes me. But I realize and recognize Valerie Bertinelli. Those kids are fantastic. And it's like, wow, these are kids making this stuff? Hell yeah, they were. And they were excellent.
Was it Ramsey?
No, it was a kids baking competition. It was on I don't know the Food Network or one of those channels. It wasn't Ramsey because Ramsey has a potty mouth. No, it had Valerie Bertinelli, like I just said. He's still drunk.
Yeah.
But
I didn't have no money left.
but yeah, those kids were brilliant.
You had a
Awesome
son
show.
that
Awesome show.
probably helped you.
Yeah, this Saturday is the
They
ABC
probably
12.
thought you a pat.
Yeah, this Saturday is the ABC 12 Family Expo in Birch Run. I pointed that out once. I'll point it out again. Isaac Presley's going to be there. He's an actor from, I think it's Nickelodeon or Disney or one of the kid channels, but it's always a good turnout. I'll be there, and they're advertising it right now on ABC 12 right as I speak. But I will be there this
And
Saturday.
he knows that he's got company on his way.
Yeah, we got a buddy coming over. So much happening last week, and there's going to be a lot happening this week. The weather is finally warming up. It's supposed to be 70 today.
Scruffy's worried about him and licking his hand, trying to get him awake.
Dad, what are you doing? I'm just laying down.
Honey, you have somebody that wants your attention and bad. You know what he did last night to you?
Okay.
Honey, you know what he did? He curled up, laid on your chest, came up in your face, but he put his little squeaky toy right on your chest. Oh, now Dad's got a new pillow, Jared. It's a furry one,
Yeah.
and it moves.
Yeah. I don't know. I check Facebook occasionally. Like last night, I was having fun at the party. And I hardly ever, I mean, I glanced at my phone and I was kind of swiping through, seeing what everybody else was up to. Anymore, I mean, I love my friends, make no mistake, but anymore, it's just,
He dropped it.
I want to talk to my friends. I want to have one-on-one conversations with my friends. I don't want to have to go through Facebook in order to contact people that I want to talk to. And that was one of the many things I pointed out. You know, this is why I give my email address and my phone number to specific friends, or I like to give it to all my friends. Because I shouldn't have to go through Facebook to keep in contact with them if I want to talk to them. It just goes to show that it's not everybody's your friend, not truly, but
True friends last night, man.
yeah, last night we knew what true friends were. I mean, Greg and Holly, they're more like family to us than friends.
We're gonna get you my stuff. It's your birthday.
Yep, and they did.
Thanks a lot.
But
Great.
you just know who your friends are. I like my friends in New York. They're more family to me than friends, and they've considered me their family as well. I gotta get back to New York. There's people in Colorado and Nebraska and Texas, even Florida, Pennsylvania, people from all over. They want to meet me. They want me to chill with them for a weekend. I got friends in the entertainment business, actors who want to meet me. They want me to come down and chill with them for a week or whatever, weekend, I should say. I don't want to push my welcome. But they live in Georgia, Louisiana, they want me to come down and hang with them for a weekend. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, but we have to make arrangements. I was hoping to go to Mardi Gras this year because I was invited to Mardi Gras, but that didn't happen, but that's okay. There'll definitely be a time when I can go and hang with my friends, and I'm just ecstatic about it. I'm looking forward to it. Are you taking your blood pressure pill?
I can't take it.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're still hungover. So yeah, there's people from all over who want to meet me and hang out and chill for a weekend or have coffee, meet up for coffee or have lunch or something. And I've met a lot of people in my life, and there's people who this is what I've discovered some time ago, is that because Facebook is a playground for narcissism, and you have people who are constantly trying to puff up their lives and try to put off this false portrayal of how wonderful and grand their lives are. But I can almost guarantee it's nothing like that. They only post the highlights of their lives, and the people who get on there and they brag about all the wonderful things they do for people, for children in the hospitals. That's great. Do it. Do it. I'm all for helping kids, or helping anybody. But when you get on Facebook and you start bragging about what you do, and nothing gets by the social media eye, that's what gets my goat every time. And it just devalues the good deed. It takes away from that. So I try to live a low-key life. And by the way, I talk about those things like the Facebook bragging and all that shit because I'm guilty of it. I actually used to do that. And so I'm not saying that I'm up here and they're down here. I'm saying that we're equal, but the difference is that I learned my lesson. I learned that is not the kind of person I want to be. But I don't want to sharpshoot either. I don't want to put only the highlights of my life on Facebook. And I don't. I talk about the good and the bad. But I try not to inundate myself with this, oh, his life is so good, and all these people who fawn over him, they think he's God or whatever. That's horseshit. And there have been a couple people who have blocked me on Facebook because I see through their crap and they don't like it. My eyes are like the sharp razors that just cuts right through their bullshit like butter, and they know it, and they don't like it. But that's okay. I don't have to compare myself to anybody. I had this discussion with a friend of mine just a couple of days ago. Her daughter's an actress. Yeah, we talk every day, through text message. I check in and see how they're doing. But we had this discussion yesterday, and she told me straight out. She says, you don't have to even pretend to be someone or something that you're not. People will love you for who and what you are, just the way you are. And that was one of the most uplifting things I've ever heard. And that's what I try to be myself. I'm not pretending. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to compare myself to other people. That's where I made a mistake before. My real friends are just going to love me for who and what I am. And my haters are going to hate me for who and what I am. It's not my problem. But it is kind of interesting to see what it's interesting to see what kind of brand new shit that my haters can hash up and try to make me look like some kind of a bad guy.
Listen to what Dad just said. Don't be haters.
No.
Don't be hating.
But I mean, it's just that simple. I don't compare myself to anyone. I just know who and what I am, and I don't get on Facebook and purport to be something or someone that I'm not. But I've talked about that any number of times. But You know, I continuously see it. Like we were talking about the feather thing, you know, it's like, it's a fucking feather. Who cares? And that's when Dad grabbed the feathers and said, see, feathers? And that's, I mean, so what? It's a feather. I could take a picture of a flower. I could take a picture of a sunset, which I've done. I could take pictures of anything that occurs naturally. And so what? As if you've never seen these things before? Take a step outside into the real world and off the fake world of Facebook and get in touch with what's happening around you. That's real life. That's not a false portrayal, you know, because Facebook is a false environment.
That's reality.
Yeah, it's reality. Facebook is a false reality. It is a fake environment where people go on there and, like I said, they try to puff up their lives and, oh, aren't I so wonderful? I go, yeah, I go to the children's hospitals. Well, good for you.
A cookie?
So have I, you know.
A cookie?
I've gone to children's hospitals.
Want a cookie?
Shit, I was in the hospital. So, people, I've had some friends ask me, you know, you don't talk much about childhood cancer anymore on Facebook. And I don't talk much about childhood cancer on Facebook. Not as much as I used to. Once in a while, once in a blue moon, I'll talk about it, and I'll kind of reiterate or rehash some facts.
Tony's here now.
But I don't know. It's just one of those things where I've toned it down because it's like talking to a wall. And because I'm not advocate X, therefore anything I say is not as important. But whatever. I've been here for, let me see. I've been here for 47 minutes. Should we wrap it up now?
Yeah.
We should wrap it up now. Before our company shows up.
Peace
anyway.
out, everybody.
Yeah, she says peace. You can't see her holding up the peace sign, but she is.
Bye.
Dad, he's gonna work through his
Bye.
hangover.
Yeah.
I'm so drunk.
I gotta get my van yet from Greg and
I gotta
Holly's.
get my shit together.
Yeah, get your shit together. That's a nice way of putting it. But anyway, guys, yeah, we got things to do today. We're expecting company, so everything here is good. As you can see, only partially. I mean, in the screen, Dad's waving by. Amy, she's holding up a peace sign, which nobody can see, but that's okay. I'll blow kisses and say much love to all of you. Thanks for watching another installment of the Sunday Video Update. I'll be here next week.
Don't know what time.
Which will be what, the 14th? April 14th?
17th.
Today's the 7th.
Oh, okay, it'd be the 10th.
In 3 days? Next Sunday.
Oh. Hold on.
Today's the 7th. A week from today, which would be 7 days.
Yeah, it would be the 10th. I'm sorry.
Where the fuck did you guys go to school? Today's the 7th. Yesterday was your birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Go back to sleep, Dad. Go back to sleep.
You can after the company leaves.
And yesterday was my two of my cousins' birthday.
Yeah.
Well, 3 if you count Tony.
Right.
He passed away back in '94. He was killed. He would have been 43 yesterday. But my cousins, Hunter and Ethan, turned 6.
Yep. They both turned 6 and I'm 61.
61. Yeah. So happy birthday and much love to Hunter and Ethan as well. But that's all for this week. And the Spartans lost yesterday.
They did?
61-51. The Spartans lost, but that's okay because I'll still wear the colors. I'll still wear the colors, and I'm still drinking out of my MSU cup. That's all right, guys. You didn't let me down.
Shit happened.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Shit happens. But anyway, we're out of here. I'm spinning out. Much love. Peace out. Take care. I'm out.